Hi there and welcome back. This is John Dooley with the Dooley Group at Discover NC Homes, coming to you live from our office, the Discover NC Homes office in Southport, North Carolina. As you know, the Dooley Group is there to help you buy or sell a home around here in Brunswick County, and also to help you set up everything after once you close and have other opportunities to do the things that you want to do to your home. And one of those things that we get and hear a lot about is garage floor epoxying. So when you move everything in, that you want to have that clean slate in your garage. And so with me here today to talk about his business is Doug Hetrick from Cape Fear Custom Coatings. Hey, Doug.
Hi, how are you?
Doing well, welcome. Now, you drive around and you see kind of at every intersection. I know I go into my garage and I have cracks in my floor and it's on my list. But like real estate agents, you kind of look around and you see a lot of options there. I know every intersection has a sign that says, you know, we do garage floors or something like that. What sets Cape Fear Custom Coatings apart from everybody else?
I think the biggest thing is we've been in business for 20 years and most of the other guys whose signs you see have not been around, but probably the biggest things are the quality of the epoxy that we use, the quality of the top coat of polyaspartic that we use, and then surface preparation of the concrete. The fact that a lot of guys, they don't fill those cracks and joints in properly with a good polyurethane caulk that bonds well to concrete, but also is flexible so that those expansion joints that you have in the concrete can continue to work as they are functioned and designed to do, so that the concrete is going to expand and contract, and we want that to still to be able to happen. Also, I diamond grind the concrete in preparation, which is very important. A lot of guys will pressure wash. They might put muriatic acid in, which will etch the concrete, open up the pores so that the epoxy could go in and bond. But we know majority of epoxy failures are due to moisture, and they're adding moisture to the concrete. So the epoxy will not bond as well.
And we kind of live in a swamp, so there's a lot of moisture going on around here.
Yes, and leading to that, the quality of the base coat, and using 100% solids-based epoxy is very important. The stuff that you get at your big box retail store and a lot of do-it-yourself kits has a hydrostatic pressure rating of about 3 pounds, whereas what I use is 100% solids-based, and it has a 9-pound hydrostatic rating, so it's about
triple.
Yeah, 3 times stronger.
That's fantastic. Process-wise, if somebody's moving into a house, before they load up their garage with all their stuff and moving in, after closing, because you can't do it before closing, I'm sure, what's the best way what's your lead time? What's your scheduling like? Or
I'm usually booked about 6 to 8 weeks out, so probably a good time to contact me is when you go under contract.
Okay.
You know, I do have an enclosed 16-foot trailer that if you do get moved in and then wanted to do it later on down the road, I could provide storage for your garage stuff. But the perfect time would be to be the day after closing before you move stuff in. That way you're not moving it out, moving it back in. And so that would be good to be able to get on somebody's schedule the moment they know they're going to be closing.
Or if you're me and my garage is full of stuff and I wanted to contact you, you could move we could arrange to move it to your trailer to do my floor or things like that?
In a perfect world, I'd bring the trailer out to you on a Friday afternoon, give you the weekend to unload your garage, get everything in the trailer, come in, do the job Monday, Tuesday. You would be moving back in come Wednesday.
Awesome. I know my wife had a question because, you know, I, of course, have pitched this to her as I go into my garage. Once the flooring is down, how careful do you have to be with what you do in your garage? I know, because it's a work zone and it's a workspace. There's oil, there's water, there's everything like that. How does...
Yeah, and I think that comes to, I talked briefly about the top coat and using a good polyaspartic top coat. It's chemical resistant, stain resistant, so anything like oil, transmission fluid that's going to leak out of your car should wipe right up.
Oh, wow.
You know, you spill paint, get to it before it dries, it'll wipe right up. If it does dry, mild soap, water, a little elbow grease will get just about anything that you spill in your garage will clean up.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, you can hose it off, it can get wet, you know, good durable surface.
Cool. Are there customizations that can be done? Do you match, aesthetically what's going on with their house?
Yeah, absolutely. We have a lot of different things. Like this is a blended flake, and it's typically 3 to 5 different solid color flakes all mixed together.
Okay.
And so there's hundreds of different color choices you can do. And I've actually, people say, I want a little bit more gray, so I buy a box of gray flake and add a little bit more just to change it. So it's very customizable. These are the Chip Stone series. They come in both 1/4 inch and 1 inch. What's nice about these is each individual flake itself actually has some grain and texture, and it looks to me like more of a natural stone. And then there's a hybrid stone, which kind of mimics an exposed aggregate concrete. Lots of different colors here. Nice thing about this is it does have texture to it.
Oh, that's nice.
And with really all of them in that polyaspartic, I'm going to put a non-skid additive in it that way because it can be very slippery.
That was my next question. When you come in from the rain or something like that, if you would have any kind of...
Exactly, and I've actually done a lot of floors where people, they're pulling in on a rainy day, the water drips off their car and they're slipping and falling on the concrete. The fact that the flake gives it texture, the non-skid additive also gives it texture, it's a lot less slippery than just pure bare concrete. And then this is liquid quartz, which is a nice product. I actually like this in the outdoor environment, as you could feel it.
Okay.
It has a nice texture to it, and also it's a lot more UV stable, because typically in a garage, you don't have a problem with the sunlight, but if you were to do this outside, the flakes could fade over time. It may take a long time with the polyaspartic top coat, but we do want this to last 15 to 20 years, for the amount of money you're spending on it.
So it's not just garages. You could do patios, you could do outdoor surfaces, like, any kind of things like that?
Absolutely. I've done patios, pool decks, driveways, just about anything with concrete. This is going to bond really well too.
Is there a good time of year to do this? Does temperature come into effect or anything like that with?
The cold is not the best. It might take a little bit longer to cure, and so I might have, on day 2 of the process, I might have to get started a little bit later in the day. Summer is fine. Fall and winter are good. Of course, fall is not the greatest. If I'm outside, just because we got leaves falling, things like that, and stuff is going to be sticky for a while. But really, any time of the year is great. The only time I really can't do it is during driving rain, because, like I said, moisture, not epoxy's friend. I don't need to be tracking water into your concrete, and then it doesn't bond as well as it could.
Awesome, awesome. Well, let me tell everybody, how to get in touch with you. Again, this is Doug Hetrick with Cape Fear Custom Coatings. We'll put all of his information on our website and the video. I'll give the card here to put all the information up and everything like that. Cell phone number 919-606-9980, and we'll put his email address, capefearcustomcoatings.com. Look him up, book him, and if you are looking for a home to put a epoxy floor in, feel free to give us a call, the Dooley Group, at Discover NC Homes, 910-250-8072. And thanks, Doug, so much for coming in. Anything else you want to add before we sign off?
No, that's about it. Thank you.
Right. Well, thanks for being here in this installment of How Do You Fix Your House Once You Buy One, and we'll see you next time.